Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Now I will begin to present the second lecture in this course, first course about our lecture today. It will be about transformational grammar, chapter 2, the structure of the sentence. The structure of the sentence, that means we need to know how to construct the sentence according to Chomsky's theory. To know the rules of construction the sentences in English language. The main purpose of this chapter is to introduce the main rules of the sentence structure. Not only do words have a certain order, but they also cluster together in groups within the sentence. That means we do not just do words have a certain order, but we construct the sentences in English language according to rules had been put by Noam Chomsky, the linguist, or we can say the pioneer of this school, transformational generative grammar. In this sentence, yes, my neighbor has seen the dog. Yes, my neighbor has seen the dog. My neighbor forms a group. My neighbor forms a group as the dog also forms a group. How do we know my neighbor forms a group? Because it consists of two words, my and neighbor. My and neighbor forms a group as the dog consists of two words, the determiner and the word dog. On the other hand, neighbor has and seen the do not form complete groups because we separate the words in construction of the sentence. Neighbor, one word, has as auxiliary in this sentence, one separate word, and seen, the past participle to the verb see, the determiner do not form complete groups. If we break the sentence into groups, the first break will be between yes and my neighbor has seen the dog. That means yes, this is the part from our sentence above. And my neighbor has seen the dog. This is the second part from our sentence. The second group can be divided into my neighbor. The second group, that means without yes, can be divided into my neighbor and has seen the dog. That means my neighbor, this is the part from our sentence, and has seen the dog, this is also the separate part, as I put underline My neighbor can be divided into my, as I put underline under this word my, and neighbor from two words, my and neighbor. Sentences in English are formed not only in a specific order, but also of words. Arranged in hierarchical groupings in which words combine to form groups, which are in turn parts of larger groups. My neighbor and the dog are called noun phrase. My neighbor and the dog are called noun phrase. That means my neighbor, noun phrase, and the dog, noun phrase as well. Since a noun is the main word in each one, that means neighbor, noun, and dog, without the determiner, the noun as well. But when we put them together, my neighbor becomes noun phrase, and the dog also the second noun phrase in our sentence, in our example above. But it is better to use abbreviations for terms like noun, phrase, and P to make acronyms for the linguistic terms in this theory. We will treat with the acronyms in the transformational generative grammar. For example, noun phrase NP, verb phrase VP, S, that means the sentence, and SM, that means the sentence modifier. Now we need to explain all of these acronyms. Noun phrase, as we said, when we put before the noun something, or let us to say word, sentence modifier, or something, or adjective, or something like that, to get sentence modifier. Now we know neighbor separately, that means just noun, but when we say noun phrase, that mean precedes by something before it. Noun phrase, so we say about it noun phrase. Verb phrase for verb phrase, VB for verb phrase. In the verb phrase, like in our example, has seen the dog, all of these part, all of this part above in our sentence, that means the verb phrase. S, that means the sentence, and sentence modifier, this acronym means for sentence modifier. Rules in transformational grammar are expressed in the following way. Before to transfer to the rules of grammar in this theory, let us to explain something about sentence modifier. Sentence modifier, this linguistic term, a modifier, that means, what does it mean, the word modifier? Modifier is a word or a phrase or a clause that modifies, that gives information about another word in the same sentence, gives etc. information about another word in the same sentence, like in our sentence. When I say separately neighbor, just the word neighbor, but when I put all together my neighbor, that means etc. information to their neighbor. Modifiers, another word in the same sentence. For example, in my neighbor, or my friends, this book, and so on. This is what we need to say, or what we need to know about the modifiers. Modifiers are words, phrases, or clauses that add description to sentences. That means modifier gives us description to the sentences. Typically, you will find a modifier right next to either in front of or behind the word. It logically describes. Take the simple one word, blue, for example. Blue shirt, description to the shirt, that is blue, etc. information about the noun. Also, modifiers in a sentence should generally be placed as close to the noun. That means always we put the modifier close to the noun or close to the phrase. And like that. That is what I want to say, what I want to explain about sentence modifier. Rules in transformational grammar are expressed in the following way. Say or as sentence modifier nucleus. Nucleus in this, that means the center core of a sentence. The center of a sentence. Nucleus. Nucleus consists of noun phrase plus verb phrase. Noun phrase plus verb phrase. The parentheses around sentence modifier mean that this element is optional. Parentheses around sentence modifier mean that this element is optional. In the second rule, the fact that noun phrase and verb phrase are not in parentheses indicates that both are necessary for every sentence in English. What does it mean, this speech, which we said? In the second rule, the fact that noun phrase and verb phrase are not in parentheses indicates that both are necessary for every sentence in English. That means parentheses are necessary for every sentence. Parentheses, noun phrase and verb phrase in the sentence. How to be not important to the sentence? The sentence without parentheses, that means without complete meaning. As we say, just subject in the sentence without complete the sentence, without verb, without any additional information in the sentence object or something like that. In addition to rules that generative the sentence in English, we have a means of representing the exact choices that are made in the derivation of a specific sentences. That means we have so many choices to construct the sentence according to the rules of Chomsky. This is known as a tree or diagram. This is mean a tree or diagram. The sentence, yes, that man drinks milk is represented as follows. Sentence, sentence modifier, sentence modifier, nucleus, noun phrase, verb phrase, noun phrase, verb phrase. Yes, the man drinks milk. The sentence that man drinks milk is represented without the optional element sentence modifier. Yes, in this position, sentence modifier before the noun phrase, the man, in this sentence. But that man drinks milk is represented without the optional element sentence modifier. So when we look about this tree, sentence, sentence modifier, yes, nucleus, noun phrase, verb phrase, noun phrase, the man, verb phrase, drinks milk. But in this diagram or in this tree, sentence, nucleus, noun phrase, verb phrase. In a nucleus we have just noun phrase and verb phrase. That man, noun phrase, drinks milk, verb phrase. So we need to focus about that two trees. In this tree and in this tree. This tree with sentence modifier, and in this tree without sentence modifier. When we gave definition to the sentence modifier that there is etc. information about something that we say in our sentences when we construct, and we said that sentence modifier always close to the noun or noun phrase. But in this sentence, in this tree, there is no sentence modifier there is no sentence modifier in this tree to give us extra information about the man. But in this sentence, give us certainty that man drinks milk. When we speak about the meaning of the sentence, there is certainty about that. But when we speak about this tree, that man drinks milk, who's that man? We don't know. There is no certainty about that, if the man drinks milk or not. In this page, all rules in a transformational generative grammar are numbered. That means we put the rules according to numbers, and we refer to it P1, that stands for phrase structure 1, and P2 phrase structure 2, and P3 phrase structure 3. In this lecture, we will take just 3 rules: phrase structure 1, phrase structure 2, and phrase structure 3. And in the next lecture, we will complete other rules. So in phrase structure 1, in this construction sentence, our sentence, it will be sentence modifier new class. Sentence modifier new class. As we said, sentence modifier consists of 2 words, pronoun phrase and verb phrase. In phrase structure 2, a new class consists of noun phrase plus verb phrase. In noun phrase, there are construction to the auxiliaries and some other construction. In our example, in our next lectures, we will explain it. And in verb phrase, also we take something concerned with the auxiliaries and a plus past participle to construct the verb phrase, and something to add to the verb, add the before the verb or after the verb to get this construction to construct the sentence, the English the English sentence. And in noun phrase to put before the noun something, for example adjective or something, to make it noun phrase or to give us extra information about the noun. A noun phrase always contains a nominal, so we say about it noun phrase. Noun which may be noun in the sentence may be a pronoun: he, she, we, I, they, you, etc. As we have the pronouns in English language, or a name: John, Ahmed, New York, etc. Or a common noun like book, pen, egg, etc. Some nominals are preceded by determiners. We refer to determiner by DET, this acronym. Determiner. That means the determiners which we put it before the noun, such as the, a, that, this, those, etc. And some nominals are plurals, PL, which refer to it by PL. PL, that means nominals are plurals. Phrase structure 3, noun phrase goes to determiner noun plurals. Determiner noun plurals. The tree contains all the information from the rewrite rules for each sentence generated. Here is the representation tree or representation or diagram for those apples look green. Those apples look green. In this tree, we get the phrase structure 1 and the phrase structure 2 and phrase structure 3. All of them, which we mentioned above. But in this diagram, we do not get all of them. Also in this diagram, we don't get all of the phrase structure. But in this diagram or in this tree, we will get all the phrase structure. Let us to see in this sentence as example how to get the construction or how to analyze the sentence according to Chomsky's theory. Sentence, new class, noun phrase. Noun phrase consists of determiner, noun, plural. Noun phrase, as we said, noun phrase consists of verb phrase, just a verb phrase without before it's something or after it's something. Look green. This is the complete sentence according to all these three phrase structures which we mentioned above. Let us to see where is the determiner in this sentence and where is the noun in this sentence and where is the plural in the sentence and where is the verb phrase. The determiner, those. Noun phrase, as we said, determiner plus noun, Apples, the noun in the sentence, is preceded by determiner, and this plural as that means plural in noun phrase. There is a plural in noun phrase. Look green, verb phrase. The triangle under verb phrase tells us that no further analysis is being given. There is no analysis for the verb phrase in the second part of our sentence. For look green, just look green. Those apples look green. I wish you all the best, and I wish you could get the information about the theory of Chomsky in this school, Transformational Generative Grammar. In the second lecture, I will explain for you everything that concerns with the rules of construct of the sentences in this school. And I will try to repeat this lecture in my link on Google Meet. So I wish you all the best, and I'm looking forward to get some questions from you if you want to put it to me on my channel on YouTube to ask a question or something like that. And because I need to understand which question is not explained for you in this lecture or in the first lecture which I gave you. So I wish you all the best.